All right. Been a long time since I did one of these longer videos. Long time. I say that every time. I say it all the time. It's always a long time. Dang. So today, first of all, I hope you're doing well. Physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, I guess, if that matters. And hope you're achieving, getting closer to any goals that you have in mind. You know, that's always important. That's the most important thing. When you're talking to me is how serious are you about what you say, about what you think, about what you do. That is always the question you're going to get from me. From me. While you're here and if you're listening to this stuff, that's the question you always got to ask yourself. Every time. No pressure though, no pressure. So I just want to make a little video talking about stress eating and just healthy coping with things that are going on. I most likely mentioned this already in other videos, but this is more of a reflection upon myself and just sharing it now. So the thing about stress eating, right? We all do it. All right. Some of us actually don't eat. All right. When we're upset, we're angry, we're mad, anxiety, whatever you name, whatever emotion you want to pick that's overwhelming you, whenever we feel under pressure, we all crack and we start to do things that are either unhealthy, and if it's not unhealthy, it's just not the best way to deal with things all the time. And something that I acknowledged a long time ago actually, but I just had it brought back around to me and I had to sit down and realize, like, man, when I'm upset, I eat a lot. When I'm angry, I eat a lot. When I'm worrying, I eat a lot. When I'm overthinking, I eat a lot. And really a lot. Like, I could clear out half a refrigerator of stuff and I'll eat random things. Like, I'll eat the most odd mixtures of stuff, right? I'll eat 2 bowls of cereal, then make chicken, and then eat eggs, and then have a popsicle and a handful of candy, sour candy, chocolate. I'll just mix any and everything and I'll just eat it because that is my way of fulfilling myself at this moment. And the thing is, it runs in my family, okay? I have a big family, we cook good, we eat good. A lot of my aunts and whatnot can cook, and that's what we do. And I'm not the only person who has a family like that. Most black people do. Most black people, I'm not going to say are unhealthy, but most black people have people who cook. We love food. Why not? It's one of the things that bring us together. We all know the story behind that. You want to go into slavery, you want to go into segregation, you want to go into all that, then be my guest. But we're not doing that right now. It's just the fact that food brings us together. Food makes anybody feel good. Food reminds you of the good times. Food makes you feel better. And that's just what it is. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is when you use your food only to make you feel better, or you don't realize that that's what you're doing. For me, it's not that it makes me feel better. Like, I can't really describe it, but I know within myself that I do that when I'm upset about something. I just know that that's what it is. Like, I don't know why yet for myself. I don't know why that's the answer. And it's important that you point this out when you're listening to what I'm saying, when you listen to anything what I'm saying, or you're watching any video. Make sure the answer that you get is an answer that you got for yourself. For yourself. It shouldn't be an answer that's the textbook answer for why you do this, and that. Right? Some people are depressed for different reasons. People have eating disorders for different reasons. People feel lonely and have fears and doubts and insecurities for several reasons. Never take the answers that the internet or some video or somebody gave you. What is your answer? And I don't really have a full answer for why I do that. I mean, I know before what I realized about myself and my spending habits on food, it is that I never had, like, not saying never had, but I spent a lot of years growing up not having good food, like going to sleep hungry, waking up hungry, having to learn how to save and eat stuff and ration stuff like and break it off so it can last the whole day so I don't feel like I'm starving. I grew up in a situation like that. So I knew later on, like around 2017, 2018, I started to realize like, man, I spend too much money on food. But I only do this because I have the money now. Before, I never had a choice. I never had an option. I had to eat the way I had to eat because that's the way we were living. And like most people do, when they get money, they get a nice job, they meet people, they take advantage of it, and they often go overboard. And of course, I've done it. So what I'm saying here is be mindful of that. And if you do that, it's okay, all right? A lot of people do this. Why do you think there are so many overweight people, men and women, old and young? Why do you think this is the case? People stress eat. People stress eat. People stress eat. And I can't say that enough. Like, that is a go-to thing that we have as humans, as people, and it don't even gotta be a black thing. Food makes us feel better. I said it 100 times and I'll say it again. Food makes you feel better, all right? And the biggest thing here for myself and what I realized also, thinking about wrestling when I was wrestling in high school and I'm coaching these kids now, what I'm realizing is I put on so much weight throughout high school without thinking about it, without realizing it, without even caring, because I was just eating whatever I wanted. Eating whatever I wanted, nonstop. And of course, in wrestling and in most sports, you're encouraged to get bigger. You're encouraged to put on muscle mass. You're encouraged to put on weight and be more intimidating, be serious. You want to look scary in anything that you're doing. You're encouraged to do that so you don't think twice about it if you believe in that. But the reality for me, when I look back on it, is like, dang, I'm a bit heavy. Like, I feel heavy. I don't feel super healthy all the time. And a lot of times I went to the doctors. In 2019 was like 2019. Actually, it's 2020. 2019, 2020. Both those years were the first two times I went to the doctors. I get a yearly physical done. Thanks via the National Guard, and they always told me, like 3 years in a row, they always told me I have high blood pressure or I'm near high blood pressure. And to me, I didn't really understand. Like, I eat fair. I know I don't eat super unhealthy like most people. Like, I don't touch fast food that much, but it's what I eat, when I eat it, and how much I eat when I finally do. That's the problem. It's not about me doing it every day. And then on top of that was a lot of stress, and that's a whole separate conversation. But stress plays a lot of part, and that's exactly what I'm saying here. So just bear with me here. I'm not going to go over like 10 minutes on this. So if you actually watching this whole thing, thanks for staying through this. But I'm just doing as I was instructed to do, and that's say what I got to say, let it flow, and just break it up into clips and put it out there for whoever needs it that way. But if you're here and you're listening, thanks for staying through the whole thing. So sorry if I'm going on a tangent, but main point is here is like I had to realize how much damage I was doing to myself by eating. Like, I'm in my 20s, early 20s. And first of all, they was telling me this when I was like 19. There's no reason why you should be 19 and you're being told you have high blood pressure or you're near high blood pressure. There should be nothing going on that much in your life, and you shouldn't be that unhealthy that the doctors have to tell you that. They told me that several times. For me, I believe now it was mostly just stress, but obviously that correlates to me eating a certain way, period. And that's the truth. There's no two ways about it. There's no trying to say, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Because at the time, I didn't want to admit that I'm stressed. I'm the type of person that I like to be relaxed. I like to be calm. I don't like to get involved. I don't like to argue. I don't like to do none of that. So when somebody tells me, like, are you stressed and you look stressed, it's hard for me to take that and believe that it's written on my face. And that's just something I got to work on with myself. It's like when I'm obviously tired, I need to just tap out. But that's just not me. That's just not how I do it. And I don't really get to it until I really feel overwhelmed almost, which is not good, but that's just the way I do things. Because I know how to drag myself out of that once I finally go there. And I'm just going to leave that there. But my advice, or what's my overall takeaway, if you made it to this ending, is just monitor what you eat. Like, I'm I just weighed myself this morning. I was 186 pounds. That is the lowest I ever got in the past 2 years that I've been trying to get out of the 190s, 195 health range. I'm happy about that. That makes me feel so much better about my health, about myself. I feel good, and it just helps a lot. And it's not that I'm like insecure about my weight or anything. It's just like I noticed at a certain point, every time I do body mass index checks via the National Guard or Army, if you're in any kind of military, you're going to have to get your weight checked and your height checked and make sure it matched up based off of BMI. People have different opinions about BMI, but actually the reality is humans are made to be a certain weight, a certain size, and we're not going to sit here and lie like if you're super huge, it's not healthy, and if you're super skinny, it's not healthy. We're not going to sit here and act like that's not true, because it is. All right? And I noticed I had a lot of lower back pain here and there. I have a lot of knee pain, had a lot of ankle pains about 2017, 18, half of 19, things like that. And I just realized like I gotta lose more weight. And the moment I started taking it a little bit more seriously, I don't feel that much back pain no more. Like it was nagging back pain and it's gone. So all in all, stay on top of your weight. Stay on top of your mood. Watch what you eat. Are you eating because it tastes good, or are you eating because it makes you feel better? Or are you eating because you need it? And I'm big on eating, like I eat stuff as is. I don't try to put extra seasonings and salts and peppers and hot sauce and stuff on things. I eat stuff as is. I don't eat to be like, oh, I love this. I eat because you need to eat as a person. You just need energy, because people be walking around with headaches, cranky, bad attitudes, all this stuff because they didn't eat. That's your fault you didn't eat. That's your fault that you feel sick, that you feel nauseous today because you didn't drink water, maybe you didn't get your coffee, maybe you didn't drink your energy drink like you normally do. You off balance, and that's your responsibility, nobody else's. So you can never have an attitude for that. And I'm gonna wrap that up there. So any questions, any reflections, any opinions, disagreements, leave it in the comments. Whatever you watching this, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, be my guest.